Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and this is pork rib corn dogs. Well, today we're smoking up some spare ribs, St. Louis style, just like we would any other day. But once they're fully cooked, we're gonna debone them, thread them onto skewers, and deep fry them in a beer corn batter. It's one of those things that kind of brings barbecue and state fair food together. It's fun. It's gonna make you feel like a kid again. So we're starting off today with some Duroc pork ribs from Creekstone Farms. They've already been cut in the St. Louis style, so we're just gonna do a little bit of trimming here and get this membrane off the back. I'm gonna take some of that little excess there. We'll look to the ends just to see, we've got some bone exposed, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that last rib off of there, just so that doesn't poke through our foil later. On the other end, you can choose to square this up or not. For what we're doing today, you're fine to just leave it all on there because we're gonna be picking at this. You can eat the ribs themselves beyond what we're actually gonna turn into the corn dogs. So I'm not gonna mess with that. What I am gonna do is take off this membrane on the back side. So just kind of work that from the edge there. And once you get a good hold of it, go ahead and just tear all of that off. If you're lucky, it comes off all in one piece. Looks like it's our lucky day. So that's about all we need to do to that rack. We'll do the same thing to our second rack here. So we're gonna start seasoning these up now with a little bit of honey mustard. This is our Big Rick's jalapeno honey mustard, and that's gonna be our binder. Just need a thin layer on there. Something for that rub to stick to. So we're gonna layer on a couple different rubs today. We're starting with the Lane's Barbecue Honey Sriracha. So obviously some sweetness to this rub, just a little bit of spice to it as well. Kind of a unique rub. Doing unique things today. We're gonna pair it up with our Cattleman's Grill Cajun Fusion. So this rub actually has a lot in common with barbecue rubs. You know, it's got that paprika, it's got a little bit of spice to it, but then we get some of those herbs that you don't always get in barbecue rubs. Kind of bring out those Cajun flavors. All right, now we just want to give these a couple minutes to start to tack up. It should start to look wet on the surface, and then we'll flip and do the other side. And we don't want to flip them before that because then we'll start to lose some of that rub. So these are looking good. We'll go ahead and flip them over, do the same thing to the other side. Give these the same treatment. The Lane's Honey Sriracha, some Cattleman's Cajun. Now the rub's tacked up, it's looking nice and wet on the surface, so these are ready to go on the smoker. So today we're smoking on the Yoder Smoker's YS640S pellet grill. We're running at 275 degrees with our contest mix of cherry and pecan pellets. Now I've got a couple of racks on here that have been on for about 3 hours already. You can see that they've got some great color on them. So these are actually ready to be pulled off and wrapped. I'm gonna snag these off and then we'll get the next round going. Go ahead and throw these racks on the left side here. Leave enough room to get our other two racks back on there once we've wrapped those in foil. Now we are gonna add a little bit of pineapple juice to our wrap. There's a number of things you can do to your ribs when you go to wrap them. A lot of people like to do some brown sugar and honey. You might do a little bit more seasoning. What I want these to do is I want these to braise in a liquid, and of course a sweet fruit juice. That's a great option. I don't typically add more butter. I'm not opposed to it, but there's plenty of fat in these. So instead I'm just gonna add a little bit more seasoning and this pineapple juice, and we'll wrap these up tight. We're just gonna put these right back where we found them. They're now meat side down so that they can braise in that pineapple juice and really tenderize these ribs. And we're gonna cook them just like that until they're almost falling off the bone. Now our ribs have been wrapped for about an hour and they're feeling pretty tender through the foil, so we're gonna take a peek and check if they're done. So first indicator is just picking these up and seeing how flexible they are. They feel pretty flexible right now. So once we've noticed that they're feeling pretty flexible through the package, I'll go ahead and open them up, check it out. You can see that the bones have pulled away some. If I'm looking, I'm twisting and seeing if that meat's moving independent of the bone. That's kind of the indicator on whether or not these are done. The other thing we can do is flip these over and pick them up and see if they start to break over. We're almost there. Probably just need just a little bit more time. We're gonna take these past, just a little bit past maybe like that bite through where it holds together. You want these just a little bit overdone so that we can pull the bones out. So we'll check on those again in another 20 minutes or so. So just over 4 hours of total cook time now. We're starting to wiggle at these bones and you can see that they even get to the point where they're pop out. That's what we're looking for. We need those bones to be able to pull out so that we can cut these boneless for our corn dogs. Now we've given our ribs some time to rest. They've cooled down a bit. At this point, what I want to do is get the bones out of there so we can slice them up and pick the best sections for our corn dogs. So I'm just going to start by cutting in between the bones here. Some of these are going to be more ideal for corn dogs and some of them are just going to be good for snacking on. Obviously that one's going to come out really easy. Man, that is just super tender right now. That's a good candidate right there. We can also kind of check these out and see if there's some that are just a little bit more prone to coming out without tearing everything else up around it. Yeah, there we go. And then we can slice it right in between them. That one right there doesn't want to come out quite so clean, so that's probably a snacking rib. Snacking. So I'm gonna pick some of these best ones to go ahead and thread our skewers through. Want to go through the meatiest part of that. Just enough to let it hang on. And again, a lot of them aren't gonna work out for this. That's fine. This is really kind of one of those fun little projects that you can do when you're already cooking ribs. You're gonna have them around. Pick your best candidates to turn into rib corn dogs. So now that we're skewered up, we're gonna start making our batter by mixing our dries together. We've got 1.5 cups each of all-purpose flour and cornmeal. Gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and half teaspoon of baking soda. We'll also do a couple tablespoons of our Cajun seasoning. These are the dries. I'm gonna mix them up. And then we'll go ahead and put together the wets and bring it all together. Now for the wets, we're gonna start with 1 cup of beer. Just using a light beer here. Also gonna do 1 cup of cream corn and 1 cup of buttermilk. We'll sweeten it up just a little bit with a couple tablespoons of Kansas wildflower honey. Give that a whisk to bring it all together and start to add in the dry ingredients. This looks pretty thick right now, but the consistency is going to change just a little bit as all those dry ingredients are hydrated. So let's just let this sit for a minute while we get the oil right where we need it. Now we're going to go ahead and load our corn dog batter into our marinade shaker here. Any sort of tall glass, a pint glass, anything like that's going to work. But you want something tall so that when you dunk that, you get it fully submerged without having to roll it around too much. We can go right out of here and into the hot oil. So the way this works here, we're gonna hit our ribs with a little bit of cornstarch. This is gonna help the batter stick to them. And then we go for the dunk. And right into that 325 to 350 degree vegetable oil. You can for sure get 2 or 3 of these going at a time. Ooh. I'm gonna turn that first one. They tend to want to flip one direction or the other. It actually helps to have a couple going so you can kind of hold them in place. And of course we know everything's already cooked all the way through, so pretty much once you hit that golden brown color, this is done. We transfer it to a wire rack to dry and cool. Doesn't take long, just a couple of minutes to get that batter golden brown. All right, last one coming out of the hot oil now. Now these are almost ready to eat, but we're gonna give them the full state fair effect here, topping them with some powdered sugar. And then we'll finish it off with the drizzle of the Blues Hog Raspberry Chipotle Barbecue Sauce. Now it's over the top. Let's get a bite. Oh my goodness. That corn dog batter is pillowy soft. With a sweetness, the way that complements the smoky savoriness of the rib. Just a little bit of that Cajun spice. My goodness. You can't do that too often, and we definitely took it all the way over the top today, but that's incredible. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.